Hello and welcome to another episode of How to Be a Movie Snob, Oscar Watch 2026. And guys, we're getting so close to the big Oscar, the big O, if you will. It's coming quick. At least that's what Pat, you told me to call it that, right? The big O.
I think I probably mentioned that.
Probably
you should.
Okay.
You should.
Yeah, that's true. So back to the big O. We are going to be going through all of the Best Picture nomination ever. Well, just for 2026. And we have two left. We're going to get to one of those today. And we're also going to touch on a couple of the Best Actor and Best Actress movies as well. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a mega episode today.
We're going to cross them off the list.
It's going to be not a onesie, not a doozy, but a threesy. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying? Guys, if you haven't been here before, we are three of us trying to figure out what it means to be a movie snob. We all love movies, but we all just kind of want to have a little more knowledge. My name's Seth, and you're in the Make It Known studio here in Burbank, California. That's not true.
Huh.
We're in Oregon.
It's a liar.
Burbank sounds cool, so I sometimes just go with that. I'm joined in studio by...
Mariah.
And Mariah has been my partner in crime since episode 1. And joined from via satellite. Who's that spaceman way out there?
Pat. I don't know how to react to that. Felt like I needed a rhyme.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Not every time.
What's the gravity like over there?
What's it? It's just fine, so don't stare. No?
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. I got it.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I got you, Pat. If you need rhymes, I
Here
got
we go.
you every
Here
time. Guys, we have a special one this week. We have we're getting toward the end, and we are having to rent them and buy them now. It's still very frustrating. Can I have a little rant here? Thank you. I'll take it. Why aren't we able to actually watch the Oscar movies the year they came out? Why? I think Sinners should win just on release date alone. The fact that we saw it
For being convenient.
most of the
for us
year,
all.
we could have seen it in April. We could have seen it in theaters, and then it's been on streaming services for quite some time now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sinners. You should win it all. The rest of you all, come on, man. Let us watch the movies more than 2 seconds before the Oscars are aired.
It would be helpful.
It'd be nice. It'd be really nice. But moving on to today. Today we have some juicy ones, some crunchy ones, some vibey ones, some very stretching of the cultures and the genre, if you will, as well. We have a lot of things going on with these movies, but especially this first movie. This isn't the only non-English speaking Best Picture nomination, but it is the only one from South America. Which is quite exciting.
That is true.
It is quite exciting. This movie is not widely known. It's kind of like, what's that when you don't want someone to know something? It's like you keep information from them. What is it?
Secret?
Oh, that's it. Mariah, what movie are we watching today?
We're watching The Secret Agent.
Oh, that's what it was. I was so close. Guys, the jokes won't get any better, but we're going to start off with a little thing we call cold brews and hot takes. We usually let Pat, the man from Mars, go first. So, Pat, what do you have for us today?
Oh, these ones are all hard for this. But once again, my hot takes are brought to you by Bodhisattva.
Nice.
Thanks, Bodhisattva. So it's tough when like a movie I think does what it sets out to do, but then leaves me a little wanting and confused, like this one did. And I think, maybe my hot take is just this movie, the whole is less than the sum of its parts, I guess is my hot take on this one.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take that, yeah. And we definitely dive into that, like dive into the sea on that one for sure. I'll be interested on that. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, guys. I had a little...
There were two of you.
There was two of me. There was one more audio source than I was comfortable with. And it's not just because it was somebody else talking. I swear, guys, it wasn't just that.
We just had to mute Patrick. That's
Yes.
all. Turn you down a little bit.
Ooh, a little,
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
little too much Pat in this mix. We got to fix that one real quick. Mariah, do you have a hot take on this one?
I have a little bit of a hot take.
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
Well, it's brought to you by Lagunitas IPA. My hot take is that this is the most mistitled movie at the Oscars this year. That's my hot take.
Intentional.
Oh,
Intentional.
Spin in the water bottle.
yes.
Makes no sense, Ski.
I don't know. I feel like another movie we're about to talk about today is also in that same category.
I don't know.
I mean, that one makes sense too, I guess. That one makes more sense.
Okay, and
figuratively.
in the best picture category.
Okay, yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, okay. Okay, hot take. Man, this Narcos prequel went hard. That's all I got to say. Like, this was pretty impressive. Like, I had no idea, like, we're going to go back, just about, 10 years earlier? But, man, this Narcos prequel went real hard. And I'm still not sure how it connects to the whole drug trade, but we'll get there, I'm sure.
Or how the resurrection happens.
Yeah, all sorts of things happen.
Yeah.
Hey, that was just the newspaper. Whoop, spoiler alert.
Fake news.
Fake news. I think was my other one is, this is the worst Jaws remake I've ever seen. That was my other hot take.
Yeah, the shark sure dies early in this one.
Do you consider this movie Land Shark 2? I'm not sure.
Sharknado,
Sharknado.
the prequel.
The prequel. Yeah, so either this is the best Sharknado or the worst Jaws. I'm not sure what my hot take is, but it's one of those. It's right in between there.
There's some bad Jaws.
There's some, it's you got to put your foot down and
Jaws.
figure out what the real story is on the Jaws. Okay, guys, we're doing
Michael Caine is in a Jaws movie. That's weird.
Oh,
That's
that
a
is
weird
That's
weird.
weird.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's talk about The Secret Agent. This movie takes place in Brazil. This movie is in Portuguese. Mm-hmm. This movie is made by a Brazilian director and stars a Brazilian star who we actually all know, which is pretty impressive. Like, this is a very, again,
Familiar face.
very familiar face. And man, watching the interviews is very fun. He's a very, just easy to listen to this guy. I'm not gonna lie. Just hearing, he's got that movie star likable persona all the way through. Like,
Yeah, he's charming.
you just like him. Pat, give me some names here. Who directed this movie?
Yeah, let's get some pronunciations down, Pat.
Everyone knows I'm going to do the best.
Get ready to
Jaws with
roll
this.
your R's.
How is your Portuguese, Pat?
I'm going to butcher the director's name. Kleber Mendonça Filho.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Says,
Sure.
I did look up
my
to
roommate.
make sure I knew how to pronounce the star's name, but
I-
I didn't look up how to pronounce the director's name.
I had a Brazilian roommate in college, so I basically am fluent, guys. It's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Shout out to Chubby, my roommate. I know you're probably not listening to this. By the way, Chubby was called Chubby, but he in fact looked like Tarzan. He was a gorgeous, gorgeous human. I would usually just hang out with him because the girls would flirt with him, but he was really shy, so then I could talk to the girls. It was a wonderful thing. So thank you, Chubby.
'Cause
Shout out.
Seth has never been shy.
No, never have. Maybe in grade school once. Mariah, you want to try some of the stars here?
No.
No. Give me a couple though.
Wagner Moura.
Yeah, Wagner Moura, the one, the only.
Carlos
Wagner.
Wagner.
It's Wagner.
Sorry, see, I already messed up.
Well, it is. I wasn't sure.
That's the one I looked up.
That's
Oh.
great.
Carlos Francisco.
Yes.
Tanya Maria.
Yes.
Roberio Diogenes.
That's not bad.
Probably.
I want you to get down
Probably.
to
Alice Carvalho. Gabriel Leon. Maria Fernanda Candido. Hermia Guedes.
not bad.
Isabel Zua.
I mean,
Nailing it.
honestly, better than I do. And let's get that German name in there.
And Udo Kier.
Rest in peace, Udo.
Yeah.
We'll get to that fun fact. Not so fun fact later. Fun fact is the wrong word. Guys, this place This movie takes place in 1977 Brazil under the dictatorship government of the time. Unfortunately, this time there was kind of a rotating dictator government for a while there. And this movie takes place where the police are not the good guys. The government is not the good guys. In fact, it's hard to know who the good guys are until things are revealed. And even then, we only have time to like look back on it. We follow the main star, who goes by Armando, and also goes by Marcelo's. And we talk about that if that's about. He has a couple different names, but he also it's kind of this looking back and also in the present moment. And I'll reveal it. Spoiler alert, folks, just in case you haven't told yet. We like to ruin movies because we talk about the ending.
Yeah, please watch before you watch.
We
or
do
listen
encourage
to
you
us.
to watch the movie first because this is one of those movies that is, we're going to say well done. I'm going to say well done to start it out with because I believe there's a lot of craft and acting that's just really good. Your opinion of the film, there's also some craft that's not so well done. I'm sure Pat's going to bring that up. And whether or not you like the movie, of course, is definitely up for interpretation. And this one does kind of fall all over the spectrum here of what people like and don't like about this movie because there's just a lot of things to kind of take in. So, guys, gals, people, what are we thinking? When you watch this movie, what was kind of your overall vibe feel right out the gate?
I mean, the opening is great. The gas station scene is really intense, and I think that's to Mariah will eventually get. It feels like this movie starts, and it's all intentional. It feels like it starts one way. You have the name of the movie in your head, and you're like, "Ooh, tense scene. Is he going to be found out? We don't know what he's up to." And then you kind of go on a lot of journeys of like, what is this? Who is he? You know, why should we care? Why are all these people doing what they're doing? But like the beginning, I think hit hard. And then the other thing, I wrote first couple of my notes, colorful cars and so many Volkswagens. And like the movie,
pew, pew.
The movie is pretty, and colorful. And it takes place during like Carnival.
Very cool.
And so all that's like kind of great, but then you just then I didn't know what I wanted the movie to be. I think it was exactly what it would set out to be, and that there's a distance between me and that point. I think.
Interesting. Yeah.
I found that I was I don't know if you guys watched I'm Still Here from last year's Oscar nominations, which also was a best Oscar nom, or maybe not best Oscar, best movie. It was best actress, maybe. I can't remember.
No, it was actress, and that was one I didn't see because it was so hard to watch.
It was hard to watch. I had to go to a alternative theater in a different town to watch it, and I watched it by myself, and there was like 12 seats. But I loved it. And so I went into this going, okay, this is cool. Another Brazilian movie. And I found myself comparing a lot, but I was equally taken on the journey, like as I was with I'm Still Here. It was entertaining to me. I liked the characters. I liked how everything played out. And even though there were some unanswered questions, which usually really gets me, I accepted it.
Ooh,
and I was okay at the end.
Turning over a new leaf here.
Yeah. Maybe it's the Brazilian part of it that makes me cool with it. I don't know. But it was great. I liked it.
I wanted it to be a real story so bad, and it would have fixed everything.
You wanted it based on a true story?
Yeah, I wanted it to be like.
I mean, it's kind of.
It kind of is, and there's some, and there's like
in the spirit of true stories.
But because it's told, but maybe this is actually, now that I'm reflecting on this as I speak it out loud, it feels like a true story because there are so many gaps and kind of like going from here to there, and there's no who spoilers, who makes it and who doesn't make it doesn't go with a lot of other normal things, and they don't make a lot of sense in a normal like Hollywood movie, obviously. But I'm like, if this is a true story, 100% that's kind of how it would happen. Mm-hmm. A lot of things would have played out like.
Well, and the research person who picks up the story and finishes it for you and does the research.
A great like true story made into a movie.
Yeah.
But it's just not. And so the whole time I was a little bummed. I'm like, oh, sweet. I can't wait to look this up. And it was fun to look up as well because I didn't know that much about Brazilian history. And so, by the way, rough. Like, you think we have a rough
military dictatorships are not good.
Oh, and that's not even the beginning. The beginning, like they have the start of the slave trade is to Brazil.
Yeah.
And they had way more slaves in Brazil and way more brutal slavery than America, and we had horrible brutal slavery in America. So there is a lot of like, Brazil is this amazing multicultural, beautiful country with just richness and layers, but also just a brutal past. And so,
but didn't you also love the amazing situation of the melting pot of refugees that are there together?
We'll get to that. That's cool too, because there's
so many different aspects of this movie that just took you on different. There's so
vibes.
many stories in this movie.
Yeah, that definitely had the Argo vibes to me. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's kind of It was definitely like there's so many things happening
for sure. That.
Yeah, I agree with all that, and I think that's where, to me, like scene by scene, I was like real into it, and then the movie sort of takes these sharp turns, visually on the timeline where you're like, yes. Wait, what?
Why?
And they're like, well, that's cool too. Maybe not all of it, but the jump to the modern day, I was like, oh, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's really interesting. And then I was like, but that doesn't
fix anything.
You don't kind of live in either spot in a way where you go, oh yeah, those totally connect. It felt like we didn't get enough of why that was happening.
Well, they connect at the end.
But I know it connects back with Fernando, and like that's cool. But I think it just, there's a version where you cut back and forth more.
Yeah.
In a way that like builds and how it worked, you kind of go, whoa, like, oh, we're modern time. Why? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, there were definitely opportunities to make those connections more cohesive, for sure. Or a little longer with the present day, or a little more of a connection, or why. That's true. I agree with that.
I think I was looking for more familiar narrative structure, I guess, in the end, which is like boring of me. But
see, and I like the odd structure for once, and normally I'm like, nope, it has to have all of the things tied up together.
Well, and I did, again, I liked the elements that were all introduced, but how they all played out, I was like, what was this?
Okay, let's jump in. We gotta jump in then. We're dancing around what's actually what we loved and hated. Okay, let's just get into it and just rip it apart and go for the love. So let's start with our favorite scenes. Let's show the love, then let's go into the ridiculousness, because I think we're dancing around a couple of the scenes, and yes, I'm using dance around very loosely because I can't wait to hear Pat rip on a couple of these scenes. So first, let's talk about our favorite scene. Sorry.
Oh, I can't wait.
Freudian slip there, first scene. Pat, I have to pick another one now because you've already mentioned the opening scene. So
it wasn't my pick for my favorite.
Okay,
scene, but it is a very good scene.
Well, start us off, Pat. What you got for your favorite scene?
My favorite scene was Donna Sebastiana touring him around the apartments or whatever, and she's like just dishing on everybody, and she's like such an adorable
Already trying to
little
hook him up
woman.
with Claudia. Like
Yeah,
instantly.
and like, you know, she's this tiny, fragile but sturdy, hardcore woman with this interesting past that you know, kind of learn a bit more about. But just her, just the kind of nonchalance and yeah, the in everyone's business thing, but like you all love her because it's like it's Donna Sebastiana, like, and she introduced you to a two-faced cat, and you're like, whoa,
oh
that's wild. But
that
that whole bit, I was just like, I'm so charmed by her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this little world she's cultivated through helping people who really need it, which you kind of learn more about later. But like, yeah, that just her intro and her bringing him into that world, I just was a big fan of, very fond of that.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, great scene. All right, Mariah, what was your favorite scene?
I have two. One of them is just the most entertaining one is the hairy leg attack.
Oh my gosh.
It's just, it's amazing. I just like, wait, what is happening right now? Like, are we taking a really weird like nightmare turn here? And then the whole reading of the article and everybody like it was just fun. I liked the lightheartedness of it and how they threw that in there.
Mariah's incorrect with his answer. I just want to point this out now before I rip the scene apart. But I'm going to wait till you go to your second scene before.
Hilarious.
Because I know how I could fix this scene. I literally saw as soon as it started. I'm like, you could have done this so much funnier.
Okay, well, you can let us know in a minute how you would have fixed that.
And you could have done a low budget.
It was like low budget horror hairy leg attack.
But not like, it should have been like Army of Darkness low budget. Like literally I kept thinking, I'm like, this has been done before and you could have done this way better in a cheaper way than doing just crappy CGI. Like there's so many ways. Anyways.
And then I think the other scene that I was really absorbed with is when Bobby is kind of on the bloody trail of what's his face who just killed the two police officers and how that all plays out.
Great scene.
I like the way the camera follows him through and where he ends up and that part. It was not super exciting or action packed, but
I thought
it was pretty cool.
I thought it was action. I was on the edge of my seat. That was crazy. That was an insane scene, and it felt so like real and gritty. Like it felt more John Wick-esque than like a real like James Bond thing. It felt like ugly shooting to start it, and then it was off.
Well, and also just the horrible reality of the fact that so many dead bodies are happening in Brazil where people are just having to like lay newspaper or cardboard boxes over like bodies because they know nobody's going to come and deal with this for a while. Like the cardboard, like just from the beginning of the movie, like, oh yeah, that guy's been here since Sunday. And he's trying to keep the dogs away from it. And the police will be here when they can. And yeah. That was my second. So very different favorite scenes, but those are the two that really stuck with me.
One is correct. One is completely wrong. I agree with that.
Please educate me, Seth.
Well, I just could not. There's so many things with that scene. The only thing about that scene that's one of the few things that is historically correct. There was an article about that. So the irony is that stupid scene is the most historically accurate of the entire stupid movie. That's the irony of that whole thing.
That's so great.
So I was like,
well, yeah, and I mean we can get into it later more, but like the why it sort of happened is pretty interesting too.
I also have a question about that. Do you think like when you watch this, is this like the exploding whale in Oregon? Like all Oregonians know the story about the exploding whale. Do like Brazilians?
And they did it to distract us from
a political situation. Well, more like like
Maybe.
people remember, like, is it like or in movies they say, ironically enough, jump the shark. Like everyone knows the phrase jump the shark from, the Happy Days episode. Is this like the hairy leg attack? Is that like a phrase in Brazil that's like means hiding political
You just got to throw the
corruption?
hairy leg at them.
Yeah, like I wonder, like is that
Maybe.
is that a new thing? Like that would be interesting. Like obviously that was new to us who have no concept of like
Right.
what the crap is going on.
Yeah, who broke into the bodega? Oh, hairy leg.
Yes, is that like funny, or is that only funny in that time? And the director and writer dug that up. And anyways, that would be an interesting deep dive as well.
Yes.
Darn it, that opening scene, Pat. The music is the unsung hero of this movie, because this movie is a hangout movie. Like that's the one thing I realized about it. There's just so much time to breathe and hang out, which makes your scene so great. It even makes the gunfight scene pretty great because there is beats in between the fighting, which makes it so much better than a regular old gunfight. I get so bored of gunfights nowadays, unless it's like an old school like Hong Kong, like really gung fu. But that pacing of that was so good and intentional, and you thought, oh, this guy is gonna, and you didn't know it was gonna happen. And it was great.
Well,
yeah,
you didn't know that was going to end the way that ended until the last.
Which is great. That's exactly how you want it to be. You want it to be surprised. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, this guy's done. Because like the most BA character was a character we knew the least about. Mm-hmm. And so that's the part that's like, oh my goodness, what is going on?
And we kind of flip goals in a way during that scene, which is fun too, where you go, I do want him to like get that guy.
Well, and also
he's against our guy.
Yeah, you also kind of have that like sudden like hope that you're like, oh, well, maybe they're off of him now. Like they're not going to be coming after him because he just took care of Bobby.
For sure.
But
and all the good-looking people die. That's the worst part about it. So let's talk about least favorite-ish, more of the things that the problems with the film we have. We can kind of segue into the problems we have with the film, because I think the least favorite scenes also help us with the least the part where it doesn't connect with us as a whole. I thought they should have used like a prosthetic leg and been like a camera on the leg kind of going through. That'd have been dope and hilarious, I would have thought, because
they do use a prosthetic leg.
But man, that's CGI.
And stop motion.
Well, yeah, no kidding about stop motion. That was the most abrupt and painful. And it was so, And it was so, and I'm sure that was the point of it, because it was such a like sexual deviancy park thing going down, and then this goofy thing.
Well, the whole thing was just so over the.
Absurd,
I mean, everything.
Right?
Yeah.
Absurd would be the right word, right? So the whole situation
was so
absurdity.
Silly. Yeah.
And so, but I couldn't tell if the tone was like, you're not buying this, or this is so, is this supposed to be offensive? Like, I couldn't quite get the vibe. I couldn't quite understand it. And so that's probably just a personal thing. I'm like, are we going goofy? It's not quite goofy. We're going.
It's not quite something about Mary where they stop at the rest area and everybody. Right. I was just going to the bathroom.
Yeah. It's so yeah.
It's the.
I have not thought about that. That's funny. So. And then because the part that like as soon as the guy said, because the article came out first, and he says, this is going to be wild. Everyone's going to flip out about this. And I'm like, really? That silly article? And then they just kept the leg going. And then I was like, oh, what? And so then I had to read up on it. And then after I found out, I'm like, oh, it's to hide everything bad that the government did. They probably killed all those people.
Yeah, it's a way for the journalists to write about these situations without saying what really happened.
Right. So
wait, and in that way, you're like, oh, that's super depressing then. We're talking about violence that government or police are committing on all these people. And the only way you can write about it is if you portray the government or the police as a hairy leg monster situation.
Right.
And it's like both, I guess, clever for the people to do in that time, but also so weird.
It's not
very odd.
It's not weird in other places I've lived, and that's actually kind of very common, actually. And that's common to this day in a lot of places. Like you can't say, but in those countries.
Well, I guess weird what you portrayed them as.
Yes.
Right. It wasn't.
Why
wasn't
is it
Chupacabra
why
or something?
the Babadook or
Yes.
Krampus?
It is a
Krampus. Yeah.
But I guess
great.
there were a bunch of shark attacks in that area. So probably legs did wash up on shore at times or something.
Yeah. And I do.
So maybe it was just like, oh yeah, it's one of those taking revenge, and people are like, okay.
I'll give you one in China just because it's the one that was the main one. You could not use cursing in online forums or other things, but the term grass horse has the same sound as mother effer. So there's a lot of grass horse stuff going on around, like talking about like certain people, and like, so there was definitely that kind of read between the lines has been. And then there was a certain cartoon character which a certain leader didn't like because of the way he appeared versus the president of the United States at the time appeared. And so that character was not allowed to be in this country for that while because people compared him to that character. So there's definitely these hilarious, like, it's still going on like right now. I'm sure if you had some insiders in these governments that don't have the freedoms that we do and say what you want, we still have the freedoms to say these things out loud. But it is. Oh man, it is.
It's the pig Latin of.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
But no, I think that was one of those bits where maybe if you were from Brazil, it just would have like clicked for you quicker. But watching it, it's just like such a non sequitur feeling thing that happened in the midst of like pretty big stakes. We know there's assassins coming after Marcelo by that point, and then you go, oh, what?
Yeah.
What movie did we switch into? And it's hard to kind of come back from that.
Yeah.
In a way. So that didn't work great for me. It's more interesting.
It didn't give
reading
you
up
like
on
a
it.
silly, lighthearted break in the middle.
No,
Or
I think
distraction.
because it felt like disrespectful to me in the moment. Like, and again, I think if I knew more going in, I might not have felt that way. Or it's like, oh no, this is all just talking about the violence happening in the country and stuff. And so it isn't a non sequitur. It's very relevant, but how I perceived it the first time through, I'm like, what is this movie?
Yeah.
And the way you say that, it actually maybe it probably was intentional. They wanted that uneasy feeling of gross and brutal while it's trying to be goofy. Mm-hmm. And that's probably why, like, why is the government trying to be goofy when it's actually gross and brutal in reality? And that's like this silly story that covers the brutality and the grossness that is the death and corruption of the government at the time.
Right. And we are coming at it from a non-Brazilian, non-educated of the cultural feel of the time too. So, I mean, our reaction is what it is for what it was when we watched this movie.
Yeah. Also, I realized I haven't seen that many Brazilian movies. I did see that movie, by the way. I did remember seeing that Brazilian movie last year. Yeah. My only.
You didn't like that either, huh?
No, that's good. I like this. I don't not like this movie either. I think this movie's great. I thought it was a very cool. Like the vibes were great. It had this like dope soundtrack that I was just into the whole time. It was historical, and I wanted it to be real. That was my. If it was real, I'd been like, this is give it the Oscar. Like I've been like all in. And so and I didn't. It's still a long movie that takes and it breathes a lot, and it's a very similar feel to One Battle After Another, where it's a father and his child trying to connect in the space of a very hard situation what they're trying to get out of.
Yeah.
And so, unlike One Battle After Another, this starts strong and then kind of goes all over the place. Ends pretty strong too, to be honest. It's a great ending. But where One Battle After Another just kills it, you gotta get through the first 20 minutes, but then you're just off to the races, and you're just holding on for your life.
Well, and One Battle After Another focuses a little more on a smaller cast or a more central cast, whereas this is more, like you said, Argo, but also like Crash. Like there's so many different characters and storylines, which is also really impactful, but there's also some parts where you're like, okay, you're losing me a little bit because you're giving me too much information. And for you to be doing that in a different language, there is the little bit of that piece where that's maybe the one part where I struggled, was that I'm having some catch up time trying to understand. Plus you're jumping from different timelines. So I did catch up and I did appreciate the whole story. For me, I liked the whole film, but there were those pieces where I was kind of like, okay, this is very character heavy. There's so many different people that I'm trying to keep track of here. And
again, if it was a real story, like it would be fine, because that's how it was. Like that's how real life is. There's a bunch of different people.
Because
like,
then you can also go in and research afterwards
exactly right.
and get the rest.
And that's why it felt like a real story.
You're sad because that's all you got.
That's all I got. And so I look it up. I'm like, oh well, let's go to the other history of and this felt like a little bit like Les Mis, where you're like, oh, this is just one of the French revolutions. It's not like the French Revolution.
Yeah, this is just one of them.
So this is just like one of the dictatorships that they had to deal with.
Yeah.
From the end of the. By the way, Portugal-Brazil relationship is crazy. One of like the princes of Portugal are just like, nah, I'm not going back there. They just burned down. I'm cool staying here. And then like basically ruled Brazil for a while until he's like, what the heck? That's just, and there's crazy stuff. And the Amazon is why Brazil is Brazil. You just can't get through it. You just can't get through the Amazon. It's just too hard. Geography is nuts. It's just, that's why Brazil's so
just
different
so
than the rest of
vines,
South America.
You can't
it's
get
nuts.
through it.
So anyways.
Couldn't mix and mingle as well.
No.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah.
I think again, it's always the problem. You shouldn't want a movie to be a different movie, but there's bits where I could imagine if we opened with the researcher or got to the researcher pretty quick, her finding a new tape or seeing an article, and that's why we jump to kind of a different moment, a different bit of information. It would be easier to jump to those kind of crazy things. Like she comes across an article about hairy leg, and you're like, oh, now we see it. How it was presented in the movie, though, it just kind of came out of nowhere in a way I wasn't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that's maybe me, but I want to blame the movie for not quite walking me there. But I like there's so many of the scenes in this movie that I really like,
so
and
good.
Performances I really like, and the little bits and pieces of the life you get is really interesting. And then even Wagner Moura and his son, or Marcelo and Fernando in the movie, like Marcelo kind of telling a story about what happened to the mom,
Mm-hmm.
seemingly.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way a hairy leg is covering up violence, done by bad actors, like so is the father to the son, like hiding the fact that like the mom was probably killed. That's all like connected, but it just takes a lot of like reflection to get to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, watching the movie. And again, hard movies, intelligent movies ask you to think sometimes.
Yeah. And also,
but it does make the initial watch harder.
Yeah. And also not getting what you're hoping, like you don't get from Fernando. Like you're disappointed that Fernando doesn't remember his father. He really is just kind of like, it's been too long. I don't know. We never found out about my grandmother. Like, I don't really care. Like, he's not motivated to learn more. Whereas the researcher's like, I really want to talk to you. And like, come on, like, I care about this. And he's like, you know more about him than I do. Like there's that piece of you that's kind of like, oh, like I wish you cared about that.
Well, yeah, it's like your dad really tried, man.
Yeah.
And
I wish
it feels
you knew.
like he might not listen.
Yeah, I wish you knew how much, but you didn't.
But he still took the MP.
He still
did.
did. So he's gonna listen. We know he's gonna listen.
And he's gonna hear his own voice.
Maybe.
With longer
that was
hair.
pretty funny. Actually, I don't think Kimberly recognized that it was the same actor when he became Fernando. I was like, no, that's
the same dude. Same actor.
Yeah.
Also, there was one funny thing when they were telling stories. Like, yeah, I remember my grandpa not letting me see Jaws, which is funny because actually the dad not letting him see Jaws and the grandpa would, and then all of a sudden he would let me see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this movie, what it does. I'll talk a little about the video. It used Arri 35s like every other movie, and it used these Panavision anamorphic lenses, which is why these crazy flares are these super old vintage lenses that have this crazy aberrations and everything else. And the cinematographer, I do not, Alexandrova, and it is I think is she Russian or but she's like, she wanted to have that I don't want to say like Wes Anderson vibe, but it definitely was those muted colors and had it almost felt like
it definitely
Asteroid
had a
City.
scheme.
Yeah, it felt like Asteroid City a little bit to me.
Yeah, kind of pastel-y, but bright. Yeah.
And she talks about how like we shot scenes just not to advance the story, but just to get the feel, to get the vibe. We 100% just shot scenes. And that's why there's like, like the cat with two faces or just going around the apartment. Like and those are kind of like these fun scenes that help you understand more culturally of what Brazil is and was, which is I love that feel. I just wanted, okay. But that's why I really didn't mind the spaciousness of it. No. I really didn't mind the spaciousness of it because it wasn't a hard hitting boom, 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 keep going. But I didn't mind that because it was done well enough.
Yeah, for as slow played as it was, you stayed with it the whole time without getting bored or.
And she had no problem overexposing scenes, underexposing scenes. She just it's like, no, that was. We went with that because we thought that felt more authentic to have shots from those, because there's like shots where you just can't see anything in the background because it's just blown out to smithereens, and other shots where you're just like, oh, okay, we're not going to have to see any contrast there either, apparently. So there's definitely, but it was intentionally. And then she did.
It made it feel like it was a movie of the period.
Yes,
way,
exactly right. Exactly right. And then of course, those were kind of my filmmaker notes, because I saw right away the lights. I'm like, oh, we're using anamorphic lenses. Cool. Got the cool little blurs everywhere. Oh, we got the blue and the silver. That's a funky lens.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of fun. Animator notes, Pat, from a animator's perspective. I don't even know other than the leg.
I mean, hairy leg. Stop motion again. They're superhuman. People who do that. But it had the feel of like, we want this to look stop motion-y.
Yo, for sure.
It's sort of like, again, Wes Anderson, shout out. When he has like the leopard shark. I forget what the mythical beast they're all searching for in Life Aquatic. But,
yes,
they eventually find it, and then it's just stop motion thing that flies over their sub.
Army of Darkness.
It's like there is, I mean, it's meant to, they wanted it to look like that, right? Like they could have animated it cleaner, better, like you see in more like Leica movies or something. But I don't think they wanted to. They wanted it to look kind of cheesy, a little janky.
You wanted to be jarred by like, wait, what's happening now? And realizing
it's a Harryhausen scene for sure.
Nice.
And
there's that animator shout out right there.
Yeah. I don't think I have other animatory things.
Nice.
Wagner Moura is great. He doesn't do a lot of the oh my gosh, my brain. he didn't give me a lot of posing that I wanted to mimic. Oh my gosh.
Senior moment.
Oh, Pat.
Senior
Help me out.
Oh, we
moment.
lost you guys.
Help
Pablo
me
Escobar?
out.
Oh my gosh, probably Escobar moments. There we go. Oh my gosh, he felt okay. He feels like he's getting to the point where he's like a Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. He's just being himself now. Like we just like him being him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's
yeah.
like so. Is he becoming like
Jack Lemmon was the person.
Yeah, he's
I
not.
know.
He's no Jack Lemmon.
No,
That's
He wasn't
for
giving
sure.
me Jack Lemmon.
He's not
No.
super expressive.
He's more-
Because he's just too handsome, charming.
Yeah, he's
you know?
more George
just
Clooney than Jack
there.
Lemmon. Let's be honest. Like he feels like a George
Oh, yeah.
Clooney-esque like character right now. And this might be one of those movies. He's like, oh, remember him in this movie? And that's the other thing too. The whole time you're like, oh yeah, I can see him as a total like ladies' man throughout. Oh yeah, he probably cheated on his wife. Like,
well, even as Pablo Escobar with 30 extra pounds on him, he's still kind of like a little bit charming.
it's true.
And now that
Man, he looks
and
good
then
now,
this
though.
he's felt,
I did
you're
not-
like, whoa.
It's
I have
hard.
not watched Narcos, but I did
What?
watch Civil War, which he was in.
You didn't watch Narcos?
And he's very charming. Good. No, I didn't.
It's so good.
That's
Any of
too
them. There's so
bad.
much Narcos now.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
just need
It's
to
like
watch
too
the
many.
first.
Watch the
I'm now
first one.
intimidated
Just
by
watch
how
Yeah,
much
watch the first
Narcos
one.
there
It's
is.
good.
Yeah.
Just don't go farther than that.
Yeah. you get the idea. Drugs, cartels. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mariah, what's your kind of takeaway? What was something you noticed that you feel like wasn't talked about yet?
I mean, I really appreciated getting to see a couple of animals. I mean, the two-faced
yeah.
cat. There was some capybaras in here, which
There was capybaras. I thought they were going to eat the bodies. I'm not going to lie. I thought the capybaras were going to be
because it was
like
pretty close to where
yeah.
the leg supposedly washed up out of the river, and I was like, "Is the capybara? Is it like a
pig.
carnivore? Is it going to start
I was getting that.
scavenging on stuff?"
Remember
I
that
don't
scene
know.
in Snatch where they're like, a
Yeah.
pig can eat up to
Yes.
17 pounds
Yes.
of unprocessed meat
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no thanks.
Including the bone, yeah.
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 So that's what I thought.
But it
was
was brief. It
Yeah.
was brief. But it did, touch base. I mean, they are from there. It's good.
The cat's name. I'm jumping to fun facts. I
Fun
guess.
facts, y'all.
Good job, Pat. I had that one on my list of ones that needed to be said.
All right. Well, you give the name, and I'll give the what the condition is called.
Oh.
You have two faces.
The cat's name was, I believe it was Liza Ellis, right? Named after Liza Minnelli and Ellis Regina, two big old 70s singers.
That's great.
And what was the condition, Pat?
It's called diprosopus. I don't know if pronunciation is right at all, but where you basically form multiple facial features on the same head.
So cool.
So in this case, the cat had two faces.
I love that she.
And
called
my
them the
understanding, that's a
cats.
real cat. Yeah, I
Them.
think it was a real cat.
Yeah.
I never
looked
got
like-
that till just now. She said the cats, and I'm like, "Where's the other cat?" And I never got that till
No,
just
no,
now.
there are two
That's
names.
so funny.
Yeah, Liza and Elise.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I literally couldn't figure it out, and it was halfway through the movie before I realized that cat's got two faces.
It was so great. I loved it.
The first time you see
I
it,
want that cat.
I thought it was actually like it got hurt so bad that it had this bad scar.
Yeah.
That's what I first thought.
Yeah. It's like, no. There's
No.
a second muzzle.
Until
on
we have faces, two faces. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
there.
Kitty Two Face.
So Danya Sebastiana's part was written specifically for her, the actress,
Oh, cool. I
because
remember
she was
that.
in the previous movie, Baccarat.
Oh,
and-
cool.
I guess her real name is Sebastiana, like the character.
Yeah.
which is
Sure is.
fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm not surprised. If once you worked with her, you just go like, what else can I put you in?
Yeah.
Because you're just.
She's also.
It's like the same charm as Wagner, but just in the very different
Yeah.
output.
She's also a 65-year smoker.
What?
Which she sounds like it.
Yeah. She sure
That is
does.
a gravelly voice.
Yeah.
Is she also a singer?
Maybe.
No, that's someone else.
She's adorable.
Crazy.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Okay. No, she's amazing. She owned that scene as soon as she stepped on. Like that was her scene, Everyone else was just background actors.
Oh, I love her story.
Yeah, I felt like
too.
they just enjoyed watching
when
her.
she tells you, I lived in Italy and for 3 or 4 years or something, and she's like, well, I can't tell you, like, I'm not going to tell you this, I'm also not going to tell you that, but
they were all like that. They were all these like super refugee. So, and that was the other question too. What are they doing there? Like, what is this
how did they contact
it's like
her?
A way station.
Like, how is she like the Mother
Brazil?
Teresa of the refugees? And
don't use that word, refugees. Isn't that what we are? I guess so. That was a good scene. That was a
yeah.
good shot with the fruit.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. Like, it's hard
dissidents
because in America, we are a decent spot for refugees if we actually let people in. There's times,
From time to time,
but
it can be decent
because we have a history of that. Like every 50 years we're pretty good, and every 50 years we're pretty bad about letting people in. But that's the thing. Like, we're a good spot, and frankly, we do better because we have all this great talented people of multiple places and cultures.
Yeah. We generally benefit from them.
Yeah, it's usually a pretty good thing. I mean, Native Americans are like, whatever, more people steal my land. But no, that's another thing altogether. But that's the thing. Like, I wonder, like, Brazil, this is under a fascist government at this time, and they're coming from Angola to Brazil. Like, there's a lot of questions I had, like, what are they doing there? Like, why go there instead of somewhere
why?
else?
And then they were leaving to go to where? Sweden.
That's the other thing too. They're like, we're not going to tell you, and then she like totally rats them out. Like, let's be happy for them going to Sweden. They're like, what the crap? We just told you not to tell you.
John
She's
Sebastiana just does whatever.
keeper.
Not a very good secret agent.
Yeah. Another fun fact is that Jaws was re-released at the exact same time that this movie came out, the 50th anniversary.
Yes. That's exactly right. So good.
So the previews, Jaws was included for the previews before this movie played.
That's so
interesting.
Cool. That's so cool.
Fun for people to see.
The one fact I have is the sad fact, of course.
Oh, yes.
One of the legends of cinema. And is it Udo Kier? Is that how you pronounce his name? Because I just recognize him from like a million things. This is the last movie he ever did before he passed away. So this movie, so rest in peace.
November.
Yeah.
You've watched Human Centipede so many times, and you're just like,
that's the one.
That's gone.
The one that made me a fan.
That's
gone.
I have not seen it.
No, I haven't either.
Oh, that's so funny. But it is funny.
But I'm going to try now.
That was such a weird thing about this thing too. Like the corrupt police officers being like, "Sweet, this is a Nazi guy," and really he's like, "I'm actually Jewish."
That is a great.
Isn't
scene
that it's
too.
an interesting like because there seemed to be this like, oh cool, we have some exile Nazis here.
Yeah.
Like almost and it's I want like because Argentina is famous for a lot of the exile Nazis going to, but I wonder if Brazil, I assume by proxy, would have been a place that also.
Yeah,
sure, yeah.
So it's an interesting thought because the love of power in the world, power is worshipped no matter how evil you are, and so it's this weird dynamic, and especially with corrupt police officers being like, "Cool, you were a Nazi." Like, how ironic and how gross and how human is that? How human is that moment? So that was kind of a fun, like, randomness that doesn't advance the story at all, by the by. Mm-hmm. But again, it's just like, oh, yeah, that's like, let's go over and poke at this person I can control.
Yeah, such a weird. Again, it feels like that scene is great, but then you go, why?
Yeah.
And of course there's reasons like you explained. It's reflecting what these people admired and
how ridiculous the chief of police is.
I got a weird
but it is also strange.
Here's my beef with a lot of Oscar movies. Another beef, as if I didn't have enough already. When you're shooting, filming, editing, we say the phrase, and excuse me, kill your babies. Mm-hmm. Which means like you had this gorgeous scene that you shot that looks so good. lights perfect, just like this could be on a highlight reel, but it doesn't advance your story. So you got to kill it. Even though it's your baby, you got to kill it. And that's a common statement that we always have in film. I assume similar in the animation world. Yeah, kill your babies because it doesn't matter. Stories everything. But a lot of these movies do not kill their babies.
Yeah.
They let them have little
They're
side
like,
stories.
no, I want to put this in here no matter what.
And so
this is like, we bemoan, producers or the publishers or whatever. It'd be like, oh, you're taking control and they made me hack this down to whatever. And then that's why there's director's cuts. But then you're like, well, sometimes it's pretty good when they make you get rid of some excess.
I'm going to go back to a reference of a last podcast we had. We had the Star Wars podcast where we actually went over Star Wars, and I made the statement, George Lucas is a great director when he's being controlled.
When he is not given free
rein, he's terrible.
Yeah.
And that's true. And I'd even say Kubrick is the same way. But when you give directors constraints, they are great because they can think.
Scorsese, I feel, is
100%.
Very guilty of that at this point.
Exactly right. And then even like Frank Capra did. They swept the Oscars when he was given like 4 weeks to film, and he killed it.
Right.
So it's just this funny thing where like constraints make art better. And that is a weird thing to tell people when they have huge budgets. They're superstars. They have a superstar cast. They can do what they want. Eternals. Anyways, there's a lot of things that happen. And don't be wrong. You've redeemed yourself with Hamnet, but we're just saying like stuff like that happens. Okay. So you have these rock star things.
People's clinkers every now and again.
Exactly right.
I have one more fun fact.
Go for it.
Do it.
And maybe you guys want to play the guessing game. I don't know.
I like a guessing game. I love games.
Okay, so Wagner Moura and Michael B. Jordan for Sinners became the 7th and 8th people to receive Oscar noms for playing multiple characters in the same film.
Nice. Who were the first 6?
Who are the other 6?
That is great. That is a great one. The other 6 people, please tell Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy. Please tell me it's Eddie Murphy.
Negative on that. You're probably not going to get them.
Do we know these?
Is it Mike Myers? Tell me it's Mike Myers.
Maybe you'll know a few. But
Mr. Bigglesworth.
It spans a lot of years here, people.
Oh, so we're talking like OG. Like
this spans like 80 some years.
Wow. Okay, give us a year or a hint.
I know Tom Hardy played a couple brothers in a movie not that long ago. He probably didn't get nominated.
It wasn't that one.
Okay.
The last one was in 2002.
Ooh, 02. Was it Keanu Reeves? Just kidding.
No.
Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Boom, adaptation.
Yeah.
Oh, well deserved.
Very nice.
What a good movie.
Yeah, that was great. I love that movie. What do you got?
I'm
feeling hot now.
The first one was a 1940 movie.
40. Let's just go. I'm just going to throw Jim Stewart.
No.
Cary Grant.
No.
Okay. Yes.
Sir Charles Chaplin.
Oh, Charlie Chaplin?
The great dictator.
1940 was a dictator? That seems so long.
I'll fill in the rest because you're not going to get it.
All right.
We're not going to get it.
Jose Ferrer, Moulin Rouge, 1952.
The original one.
Peter Sellers, Dr. Strangelove.
We would have got that one. If you would have given us that one, we would have got that one.
Yes.
We would have got that one.
Lee Marvin, Cat Ballou.
Okay, I wouldn't have got that one.
Klaus Maria Brandauer, and Out of Africa. Lee Marvin is the only one who won out of all the nominees.
Wow.
So far. We'll see. We got 2
it's not
this
necessarily
year.
good.
I hope Michael B. Jordan wins. That'd be great.
So.
Actually, okay, let's talk about it. What awards does this movie win?
None.
None.
Yeah.
Best,
so it's not for best picture, best
foreign film.
Over sentimental value?
I don't know.
That's my question.
I say yes.
Really?
For me, it's better than Sentimental Value.
I enjoyed it more than Sentimental Value.
Yeah.
But Sentimental Value was like a good, good acting all the way around though. All four actors
like this
killed
more.
it. This had a huge cast.
Yeah.
And I feel like they all killed it.
Yeah.
They all killed it. But,
very interesting cast.
But the problem is, I almost think the Academy, other than Crash, I still can't believe Crash won anything, but it did. Usually the Academy doesn't like it when there's a million actors. They usually like it when there's like 2 or 3. Really
this seems
ones.
like a Crash
That's the other
formula,
thing.
though.
I wondered if I was Brazilian, would I just been like, oh, this is a murderer's row?
Oh, like freaking
of actors, because they all did feel like
they all looked
that seems like a guy who's probably had a career, and
even if I didn't know them, I was like, these guys look like us. Like, this is the cast.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, the grandfather is this guy who's been in all these things, and you're like, I don't know.
Hey,
I liked him.
I did look at all of them. I was like, oh, I guess I don't know any of these.
It was
people.
nominated for Best Casting, by the way. So that is a thing.
Yeah,
like it literally was
Yep.
nominated for Best Casting. So that's huge. And I'd be stoked if it won that. Like that'd be great. I'd be stoked because I don't know, and that's the messed up thing about it. I'm like, I wish I knew better. But great casting, yeah. There was not a single scene where I thought, that person didn't quite bring their A game. Like I felt like every person felt authentic into who they're like. I was so
well, even when they was weird, right? You're like, well, that's still a fun.
Can we talk about how evil the bad guys felt? Like the people, like the guy who came in to have
the chief
dinner
and
with
his
him.
2 weird sons.
My gosh, the chief and his weird
you
son.
know?
Sure, like those, and the ironically enough, the one son you like is the one who dies because you kind of liked his
Bobby.
that son.
I don't know how much I like him.
I like that.
Yeah.
No, not Bobby.
No, the other one, the black, because he had the black son and the white son, which is so Brazilian, by the way.
Oh, yes.
That is
yes.
such a Brazilian.
Oh, yes, the cop son. I thought you were talking about.
Brazil is like multicultural. It feels so much more multicultural than America is, which probably isn't technically true, but it feels like it. And I think it's just because there's less Anglo people. It feels like a more mixed of so many different places. But they probably don't have like the Asian population we do. But it just feels like this very interesting.
Well, the shades of skin are so varied.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, it's
it's just this weird. I would love to see, like, what those like. What does the system like? How judgy are people in Brazil versus like America? You're like, are there different areas? The one thing that was prevalent that I wish I knew more about was the North versus South, because that was hit hard in this movie.
Yeah, they talked about that a lot.
All the time.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you're Southerner. See, this is North and this is South. And I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Recife, the city they were in, was Southern, or was that Northern? I forget.
I think it was Northern, because Sao Paulo is the original capital of Brazil, and that's like the main center before it was moved to Brasilia. Did a little research, guys. Not much.
I was going to say, boy,
as
somebody got a map out.
As we all know, because after this emperor took over.
All right, where's the globe? Where's the globe?
Oh my gosh. Anyways, but that was a dynamic I'd love to know, because like when I learned about the East Germany, West Germany like concept that still kind of prevails today. Like people I remember sitting in a cafe in Tibet with my West German friend, and another German walked in, and she said to me, yeah, he's from East Germany. And I was like, I'm sorry, how'd you know that? Like the accent. I'm like, oh, okay. There's still that divide. I mean, that wasn't that long ago when it's the 80s, y'all, when the wall came down. So like stuff like that, like as Americans, we just don't think about. And so like the North, South, that's 77. That's not that long ago. Mariah, you've been in life.
We don't have any North, South stuff.
Like that's.
I wasn't born
no,
yet.
Thankfully, Pat, we don't have any North South problems in our country, so we're good. Mason Dixon. Anyways, so. Oh no! So that stuff was fascinating. I do wish, again, I wish this was like just a true story, so I could just dive in.
You can still dive into Brazil.
This is
if
what
you want.
I wish Che Guevara felt like. I wish Che Guevara felt this cool, or I wish Killers of Flower Moon felt this cool. There's so many like true stories that this would have been amazing if it was, but this was not a true story. And it's just
I think
kind of
fiction
cool,
can
but-
still be amazing.
I do too, but this wasn't amazing. This was fine.
It was good. It was well
No,
done.
This was good. This
It's
was good.
Oscar-y,
This is not fine. This is
but
really
yeah,
good.
It wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to win Best Picture? Is it this one?
No, it's not going to win Best Picture.
What is going to win Best Picture, and what do you want to win Best Picture at this point?
We're doing that on this episode.
We've done it on every episode, Pat. We've done it on
I haven't
every
seen Marty
episode.
Supreme yet.
I know
so I can't
still have one more.
the only movie we haven't seen is Marty Supreme. So Marty Supreme might knock our socks off, but so far we're 9 out of 10 movies, guys. Where are you at?
I still want Train Dreams.
My man, Pat. I agree. I still want Change Dreams.
It won't, but I
No,
want
it
it
won't.
to.
I don't think so either. It's too small. It's too. It's yeah.
I want Hamnet or Sinners.
I would be stoked with Sinners. I'd be mad. I wouldn't be
But-
happy with Hamnet though. Hamnet, I'd be a little annoyed with.
But if One Battle won, that'd be okay. And if Train Dreams won, that'd be okay.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
agree with
it's
that.
still like it's almost a 4-way tie for me, really. Like they're
How do
great.
you? How would you feel if Wagner Moura won Best Actor?
Over Leo and over who's
Michael B. Jordan, Timothy Chalamet,
Ethan
Leo,
Hawke.
and Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I love Ethan Hawke because he doesn't feel like Ethan Hawke in that movie. But darn it, if I don't like, it's hard because he's so cool. You ready for this weird thing? Being a lead actor is like the least impressive part of a movie.
I'd be okay with Wagner or Michael B. Jordan or Leonardo.
Yeah, I'm sure Timothy's gonna like sway us a little bit too. But yeah, Leo is like not cool, but like good in that, you know. Same with Ethan Hawke. Michael B. Jordan, he did 2 parts and they're great. I just feel like he's also just being like cool Michael B. Jordan mostly in both parts,
That's
which is great.
yeah.
And he's awesome.
He does
But
what
it
he does
doesn't
well.
feel like a departure in a way. And maybe that's true with
No,
Wagner
it's
Moura
true.
too. So
That's the thing.
that's where I think
don't know.
Wagner Moura carries the movie, but like, is he,
Yeah.
is he
Yeah.
a character? How much does that matter? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either. It does feel like Leo and Ethan Hawke are like doing work. Like they're going in to be
Yeah.
like they're being
For
They're trying to be
Sure.
not themselves.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm
I-
sure Timothy's going to be not himself as well.
Yeah, I kind of predict Leonardo DiCaprio will win Best Actor.
Okay, I like that prediction. I'll go with Demore. He is just too chill. He's just too chill. Give him to DiCaprio. Has Chalamet won one yet?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I thought he won last year.
No, he did not win for The Unknown.
Oh, he won the Golden Globe.
Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't win Oscar last year. That's for sure.
and he's bummed.
Who won last year?
I don't remember.
Ethan Hawke would be an interesting one. He could
Research
go
team.
close. I think
Last year was a whole year ago, Pat. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think.
Oh, Adrian Brody won for The Brutalists,
Oh,
even
jeez,
though
that was the worst Oscar.
he had a dub for his Hungarian.
Boo.
Asterisk.
That this year is so much more fun than last year. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Yeah.
I feel like this
Yeah, the
year's
fact that
movies-
we're all like, we don't know who's going to
Oh my
win.
gosh. And
We don't know
last
who we
year,
want to win
we
for
hated
sure.
like 3 of the movies. Like that's
Yeah.
the crazy thing about it. Like this year we're like all the movies are pretty dope actually.
Yeah,
Like they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Not sad about it even being. They don't feel like they're too preachy. I mean, PTA's movie felt preachy in the beginning, but like these ones, the other stuff of them are like kind of like, yeah, these are just movies and you got to think for yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Good on you guys.
Yeah, it makes my brain hurt.
Way to treat us like actual humans though, instead of just like pieces of like, hey, you think this way or else. Yeah. So,
We'll just
gosh,
see.
I would love if Michael B. Jordan won, but you're right. He just feels like a cool Michael B. Jordan. So yeah, I hate to say it, I don't think it's gonna win anything.
All right.
Yeah.
But if it did, I would be stoked.
Outside chance of international.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think if
That's
it
what
won
I was
international, it'd be fine, and if it won Best Actor, I'd be fine. I don't think it should win Best Picture.
Okay.
There we go.
No.
There we go. Okay, let's move on, guys. Let's move on to the movie I do not want to talk about at all, and it's called "If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You." And this movie is nominated for Best actress. So we're not going to jump too much into it, but I'll give you a little synopsis from what I watched. A woman is a therapist, and she has a daughter on a G tube. A daughter on a feeding tube. And she has a husband who's basically not there. And she's a therapist. She's a very tenuous relationship with the therapist, horrible, weird relationship with the doctors, kind of a weird relationship with everyone. It seems like everyone just doesn't like her. And she's getting like no help from anybody, but also no one seems to like. There's a lot of things going on here, and it goes on like this until the end, and the ending is rough, and she realizes, yeah, there's a lot of things there. Oh, Mariah, take it away. I can't talk about it anymore.
Okay. This was directed by Mary Bronstein.
Woo!
And it stars Rose Byrne, Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
Danielle
Oh my gosh, Conan.
McDonald, Christian Slater, and ASAP Rocky.
Oh, that makes so much sense though.
Yeah. Good on him.
Good on him. All right.
That's what happens.
Cold brews, hot takes. Here we go.
Oh gosh.
Real quick.
All right. Bodie. Hamsters are dumb and you shouldn't get them as pets.
Yeah, that's true.
But not really.
Yeah.
I think again, kind of like Secret Agent. I think this movie did exactly what it set out to do.
Yeah.
Which is make us really uncomfortable and stressed out and in the mind of a woman in this situation. And it's a tough watch. You know, you kind of go, ooh. Like any of these things, you go, I guess this movie is here to challenge me or make me empathize with things. And then you go, I don't always want to do that because this is all pretty miserable.
Pat, don't say that. You know where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Don't say those things. You know where I'm going to go with this one.
Yeah. I'm having water at this point because I finished my Lagunitas. But my hot take is this movie is the opposite of making lemonade out of lemons.
Woo! Taking lemonade and make it into dirt. I don't even know. Jeez,
I don't know. Yeah. Whatever's worse.
All right, Seth.
Oh my gosh.
What's your hot take?
My hot take is, okay, guys, I can't say hot takes because I am just going to be mean, and it's just... So, in case you guys don't know about anything about me, my daughter has more tubes than the daughter in this movie. I'm just going to start there. So, when I started watching this movie, the anger happened immediately. And I thought a couple things, and I thought, yeah, I get it. Your husband's a jerk. Yeah, I get it. People treat you bad. Yeah, why is therapists like the main concept of this movie? Why aren't we talking about multiple doctors and all, like people who can fix, like give you multiple options? So I get it. It's about the mom and spoiler alert, I get it. Not until she realizes it's not about her. She finally realizes, oh, there's hope in the world. So that was the most frustrating thing. I'm like, oh, look, an adult not acting like an adult. What a surprise. None of the adults are acting like adults in this movie. What a freaking surprise. It was the most frustrating thing. In the meantime, guys, there's a company called Oli. And if you do have kids on tubes and you feel overwhelmed, there's a conference you can go to and hang out with the rest of us because we all know exactly what that's like and we can help you out. So, yeah, I was just mad.
They should have put this at the end of the movie.
Oh, my gosh. There's so many things. I'm like, you are not being reasonable because you are not an expert in anything but being a therapist. And therapy doesn't change your GI tract. So I had a lot of problems with this movie.
Well, I was curious about that. So... unlike your daughter, this girl got on a feeding tube because she refused to eat.
That's true.
She has some kind of eating disorder, and so it was a forced feeding tube so that she would not die from starvation or whatever it was. Versus, not having the ability to, get enough calories or whatever.
Exactly. Right.
So there's like a weird layer of that, which I think is kind of
a mental
where
health
the therapy is built around. Like, like why doesn't my kid want to eat? which I was curious, does that feel different, or was it equally, and honestly, is the community the same? Do people from both sides come to Ollie and,
Yeah. So
deal with that?
Yes, it is all. It doesn't matter why you have a tube, just if you have a
just
tube.
tubes.
Yeah,
Tube
100%.
people.
So Tubi people, like we all, I'm a caretaker. I'm not a Tubi person. Just to shout out to those who wear backpacks all day. More power to you. Like nothing but love. The care that you're taking is holistic always, right? Like that's not never. It's never like you're going to have to be able to try to eat foods that maybe you don't like or try other things you don't like. That's kind of the concept always, right? Even for us as with a normal GI tract or whatever the situation is. So it's also in the movie saying that we know it's only this. I was like, okay, interesting. So there's a lot of things there. So yes, I'm like, that must be interesting, but it was such, and what this movie, I don't know anything about, like therapy. Like I don't know that area as well. I just know about like, what do we need to do to get this to a situation where it's comfortable? So yeah, this was the part where I checked out. I'm like, okay, why is she so concerned about getting like the G2? Like it's so much of a safety. Like all you care about is you getting the nutrients to your kid. When she gets to that point, she'll get to that point. Like that was what I just kept thinking. I'm like, it's not about you. Even though you have no support, it's still not about you. And that is a very hard thing to say in this movie because this movie is all about like. And then when she finally sees the face of the kid, I get it. She finally realizes like, hey, it's not all about me. And so, yeah, it took a long way to get there. But that was the first scene. I'm like, it's not about you. And you don't get that. And I know that's what this whole movie is about. Saying like, once you realize it's not
Well,
about
yeah,
you,
I mean, it's an emotional breakdown.
Yeah.
That we get to watch.
Exactly right.
Yeah, her daughter's medical diagnosis is secondary to her mental breakdown.
Which is
unfortunately,
which is to me bonkers. Like it's like that's the part that's I have a hard time with. I'm like,
but it's realistic.
Sure, but it's very realistic. There's narcissists
that's what I'm saying. Like
she's playing it like it's a victim. It's
and she didn't want to be a parent.
Her husband's not
thinks
home.
She's a bad.
He's gone all the time. She's also working. Like there's a whole bunch of overwhelming things that you can is a recipe for breaking down and falling apart and making horrible decisions.
Do you think then, here's my question.
Without a support system.
To the group. Do you think the concept of looking beyond yourself was the message?
Not necessarily.
And that's where
I think there is. I mean, clearly, as Seth mentioned, we do not see the daughter's face till the very end of the movie, which is a
very cool
thing when I realized it was kind of happening.
Best part of the movie where you're like, oh, hey.
And so there is a message around that, like see your daughter, not just see the problem she's sort of bringing to your life. But I also think it was meant, because this movie was written based off the director's experience dealing with a medically difficult young child, and so I think there is a lot of like venting about.
Yeah, this might just be
doing
catharsis
that through this
in
movie.
Like, let me just make up this complete and total bonkers what if story that I don't actually play out, but could play out. Like if you give into all of your like stress and overwhelming feelings and
it wasn't like it was
medicate and I know. I mean the thing she's laying there talking to her therapist about, like, it has very little to do with, I mean, there's almost no talk of her daughter. I mean, that's just like, I think she does that as I mean, I think that's just like a thing she's doing throughout this whole breakdown, you know, like changing the bag. Like she's still doing her job, that one important job she continues to do throughout the whole time. She also completely and totally like takes off from the hotel room, which like drives me completely insane the whole time. Like, stop walking away with a monitor. You're not going to hear anything on a beach. Like, stop.
I think the other bit
That's
and
illegal.
maybe this is like, you know, it's the whole, you know, you got to put your oxygen mask on first thing.
Yeah.
Like, she was sort of trying, because she was talking to Conan O'Brien, you know, which maybe the lessons of this movie is don't have Conan O'Brien as a therapist and don't marry Christian Slater.
Yeah.
The
reveal of Christian
but I felt like, you know,
Slater being the dad is hilarious.
That's
too.
great.
That was very unexpected.
Yeah.
And delightful in a weird way.
And then
like,
when you see him, you're like, oh, that was his voice the whole time, because you hear the voice.
But like the idea that, you know, she's trying to like get herself some help, but it's ineffective.
Yeah.
And then so she finds help in the worst possible ways, drinking and drugs and leaving. And then you're like, wow, you are a disaster. And she starts basically hallucinating about things. And so, I mean, it's like, you know, there are two medical conditions happening in this movie.
Yeah.
One is around the inability or unwillingness to eat, and the other is a full mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And I felt empathy for her, but also there's a lot of judgment that you get watching. Like, the movie does not excuse her behavior, I think, which was good.
Yeah, that's
it
true.
Wasn't like, oh, we totally get it.
No, we're all like, appalled and frustrated and like, what?
Yeah, it's like, this is messed up. But also like, yeah, your husband's like a dick and not helpful, and
your therapist
there's a lot of
is
stressful things happening.
You, and yeah, the doctors aren't communicating well with you, or you're not communicating well with them either. But
yeah, so I just felt like it was a movie about people's lives are complicated and hard, and you don't really know what's going on. And, you know, because we also have the other side, which, again, the reveal of her as a therapist was also wild. And I was like, oh, yeah, they're just messed up humans, too, you know, like, which I don't think is also unrealistic.
No.
Right? Like, they're just.
No, I had
it's
a roommate
easier
that
to help
turned out
other
to
people.
Be a therapist who I never would have in a million years thought should be qualified to be a therapist.
Yeah. And it's not that they can't help other people, but it doesn't mean they can help themselves. And so, yeah, I just, you know, you never know what's going on with people and what adds up. Like her feud with the parking guy.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of things that were just like funny, but tragic and frustrating and horrible.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And speaking of Christian Slater, this movie, in that way, all of the horrible decisions and the fallout from all of that reminds me of the movie Very Bad Things. I don't know if you ever saw him.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's such a great movie, and just in the whole, like, the worst horrible things just keep falling apart as this movie progresses, and like nobody makes good decisions. Everybody keeps falling apart and making the situation even worse, to the point where people are like becoming amputees. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm curious, and maybe Seth, you can't have one. I'm curious what your guys' favorite scene is.
I mean, when you show the daughter's face, how you can not go there?
I mean, that was powerful.
Yeah.
But I think the scene to me that was my favorite is when she's talking to the therapist, doctor. I'm not totally sure what the woman running like the group is, or the, you know, the after school care thing. What her role is, but you know, she's been trying to get her to make an appointment for family therapy, and like, you know, there's the weird she needs to get to 50 pounds, but she's not going to get to 50 pounds. And we got to reassess care in this like ominous way. And like, that woman is not portrayed to be like super nice.
Yeah.
But they start this kind of confrontational conversation. And Rose Byrne goes, I would love it if we could schedule a date for a surgery so that we could all work toward a date. Because Rose Byrne's like, I need to get this tube stuff out of our life. Because she's, fixated on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets into this semantic argument around, well, it's not a surgery. She's like, procedure, whatever. She's like, it's not a procedure. They just pull the tube out.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, what? They just pull the tube out. And it like goes from this like incensed, I'm trying to control myself to this like, wait, what? Like, it's just that easy. And then that becomes this foreshadowing for the end of the movie. And so this scene encapsulating kind of the frustration she has with this like dangling easy solution that she then tries to take later.
Yeah.
I just think is like great in hindsight. And like in the moment, I'm like, boy, this is tough
You
to
just
watch.
gave
But
her.
I
You just gave her the key to her total freak out meltdown.
Yeah, but we don't know that at the time. It just became this like her anger and frustration was diffused by this like really surprising fact. Like, and the lady's like, no, they just pull it out.
Yeah,
and the hole wants to close up, and it's this funny like she's just dumbfounded, and I just found that to be very
that's funny,
enjoyable.
Yeah.
I was like, well, yeah.
And that's true, Seth. That's true. It just will want to close on its own.
Yeah. In fact, one time we, because it gets pulled.
It's like a piercing.
Kind of with a big
in theory
bubble of water on the other
very
side
big
that doesn't
piercing.
let it come
Sure.
through.
You're right.
But so, they can be pulled out, and my child's has been pulled out once while we were over an hour away. And so it heals so quickly that you have to reinsert it if you need to keep the access to the stomach rather quickly, because it starts to heal so quickly when you pull the tube out. Because we change it I forget how often we change it, every month or every 2 months or something. So you take the water out of the bubble, because that bubble is what keeps it holding on, and then you put the water back in the bubble but you just put a little lubricant in it, you stick it through the hole, and then you fill up the bubble with water, and that's what keeps it connected. And so, we take it off and put it back in all the time. So that procedure is done on a consistent basis in my house. And so, and if it does get pulled out, like at school, we're not too worried, because we know how to do all these things. We have extras in the car, in her bag, whatever. And it's not the end of the world, but it is annoying if you have to go back to surgery to get it reopened to access it.
Right.
But so, and because the G-tube in my world is the least stressful part of my medical life right now with my 2 kids. So it's very important, because it is getting nourishment, but we're unfortunately in the situation where that does not get enough nourishment for our child to live. So it's just an interesting thing of like levels. One thing I've also learned, I will say this, we were parents older, and so we thankfully had a little of course, Rose Byrne's probably about like our age, frankly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, looks like she's not young either.
47.
Jeez Louise,
I
she's
found
older
out.
than us.
47.
Older than me, even.
Looks great.
Looks great though. So that's the thing though. Like, if you're that, there's a lot of like things. I'm like, you're 47 and you're still having these issues with your husband. Like, there's a lot of things. I'm like, what's going on? Like,
Well, yeah.
also you
How
have
old's
kids that,
Christian Slater?
shoot, 90.
50s.
He's not young.
Late 50s.
So thinking through like all of those situations. The other thing too, I will remember my good
56.
buddy, my good buddy, 56. My good buddy Tyler, he had his son had a G-tube pretty early on, and we were all terrified because we were all in our 20s. And I still remember that like it was yesterday. And him dealing with the G-tube because he was just not eating enough until he had to do a G-tube. We're like, oh no, that sucks so bad. Right now, looking back now, I'm like, like
There are
no big deal.
other tubes you could have.
Like that's not a big deal. But back then, like when you're 20 something, you know nobody with this
Right.
situation. You're like, that is terrifying for a 26-year-old.
Yeah.
With your first kid to have a G tube. 47. That's the other thing too. I was like, you're old. You've seen things. Like, what are you so like? There's a lot of things about this movie I just didn't buy because I was like, if you were like,
I don't know. That's like a perfect age to start losing it. Like perimenopause, menopause.
That's what I'm
like
saying, like,
midlife crisis. Like this is the perfect prime time to be
true.
like, everything in your life is changing. You have crazy hormones. You have like,
fair.
you are like rethinking all your life choices, and things are frustrating.
And if I had to deal with my current situation alone, I would be
right.
My wife and I always
like,
joke.
what would you guys do if you were the single parent and you didn't have parents around?
Oh, I'd go to medical school immediately and start dating a nurse.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, like the kind of the gaslighting or the dismissiveness of the husband too. Like it's not that big a deal, whatever. Right?
Which
like I think the movie justified a lot of that.
I've seen that. That's
Yeah.
real. Yeah.
So do I
How many hundreds of
forgive
times
Rose Byrne's
could you-
actions?
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but
No.
I do. It felt realistic, and she was great.
No,
like
okay,
it's a
yeah.
weird role, and she's fantastic.
Yeah, agreed. And so forgive me because guys, I have a little too much trauma to deal with this movie. So that's just let's just be real. Like
It's okay.
The trauma in my life makes this movie unwatchable for me. But I think the actress did an amazing job. So Rose, way to
Yeah.
go. And yes, I lean towards movies like Past Lives where everyone in the movie are adults and it's very nice.
Yeah.
And
And they
I
deal with
feel
things in
comfortable.
adult ways.
People are
Yeah.
I know.
calm.
When you
and-
actually, I love it when people actually portray people. So this is like everyone's horrible and nothing's good. And that's where I'm like, okay, I have an amazing medical team around me. We have a pretty good community in the Tubi community. We have a pretty good community in our church community. We have a pretty good community in my family community. So we have a lot of support groups. So Rose has, in this movie, she has nothing, it feels like. She's just by herself.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah, she ends up
therapist
relying,
who's doing that
not
well.
not intentionally
Yeah.
on the drug buying
Yeah.
hotel
Speaking-
neighbor. You
yeah,
know,
Speaking of our favorite moments,
That's
I think the
crazy.
first time, probably one of the favorite ones for me was the first time she goes into the market of the hotel, and she's 2 minutes.
tries to buy something after 2 a.m.
2 minutes before. And she's like, well, by
Yeah.
the time it's over, it's gonna be like past 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that girl was the worst.
She was
I
so
mean,
terrible.
this
But-
movie did just needled Rose Byrne's character in
yeah.
every way you could.
Yeah.
Just to mess with her. Yep. All right. Is she winning? I think she has a chance. I still think what's her name from Hamnet will
Yeah.
beat her. But
I think
Yeah, I don't
Jessie
think she should win
Buckley's
over
gonna
Jessie
win.
Buckley.
yeah. But again, like as much as I did not enjoy this movie, which is the point of it, you're not supposed to enjoy this movie.
And I think Renata is also up there too from sentimental value.
Rose Byrne would be my second choice though, besides
Over her.
Jessie.
Okay.
Is Infinity supporting? Chase Infinity? Is she not nominated?
No. Oh, she is. Yeah, sorry.
No.
What about her?
No, it's Tiana Taylor.
Oh no, she wasn't nommed.
Oh, that's crazy.
She wasn't nommed.
She killed it. Huh. Go for it.
Just
But yeah, no, I
Tiana
don't think
Taylor.
she'll win. But if she did, I'd be like, I kind of get it. But man, Jessie Buckley, it'd be tough for her not to win.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Okay, moving on, y'all. Guys, we're just moving on. We're going through everything. This next one is my beer of choice, not in my first beer of choice back when I first started drinking beer. Blue
Same.
Moon.
My
Cheers.
first
I know.
starting.
It's like the gateway beer, Pat. You
Gotta
know it
throw
is.
an orange in there.
I do wish we
Yeah,
had one.
that's what you do
That's what you do with the Belgian
at
whites.
the golf course.
Guys, we are going to this amazingly smug. What? I mean, this amazingly acted movie called Blue Moon, starring the one, the only Ethan Hawke, and the Nepo baby herself, Margaret Qualley. Man, is she in everything right now? Is she in every single movie I've seen this year? Because it feels like it. Feels like she's in
Happy Gilmore too.
I very recently started watching The Leftovers. And I was like, there she is. There she is again.
Seriously, who is her agent? I don't know. But
Good.
She's killing it.
Very depressing show, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Also starring Rose Byrne's husband, boyfriend, man, Bobby Cannavale.
Yes.
That's
Blue
right.
Moon, not Leftovers.
That's right.
Who, fun fact, she mentioned at the Golden Globes when she won that he wasn't there because he was at like a reptile expo buying their family a lizard.
Yeah. Like he's not here, he's at a reptile expo.
And he's in a movie that's being nominated. That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah, but he had a dad job to do, and there was apparently an expo in New Jersey.
Oh my gosh. Is that you, Pat? Is that me? What's going on?
Yeah, my computer's freaking out over here. Hang on.
Oh my gosh. We're getting over the 1 hour 30 mark. That's probably why.
Oh yeah.
Self-destruct.
And Andrew Scott.
Andrew Scott, the man, the myth, the legend. Oh.
So great.
All right. Pat's doing some tech stuff. Mariah and I are going to talk a little bit about this movie. This movie is about the one, the only, Lorenz Hart, which is fascinating because he would have been part of the most important duo in Broadway history if it weren't for the next duo.
If it wasn't for his raging alcoholism.
Oh my gosh. So this movie follows one night of Lorenz Hart when his former partner, Richard Rodgers, and Richard Rodgers' new writing companion, Hammerstein, have the opening night of Oklahoma. And this is the one night in the bar that everything's happening. And this must be like the bar of Hollywood because then everyone comes there afterwards.
Sardi's.
Is it a real place?
Sardi's is a real place.
Dope.
All those like caricatures is a real thing at Sardi's.
God, that's crazy.
So yeah.
Was that in the
and
Muppets
it's apparently
Take Manhattan?
meticulously. Probably.
I think it is.
Phil, Lil, Jill.
Not that one. Not that. I don't think it was that
one. But yeah, they meticulously recreated it in Ireland, I guess.
Awesome. Wow. In Ireland?
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, because this movie was filmed in Ireland for some reason.
How is America still the movie central? We don't make anything here anymore. It's just too expensive. It's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Here. All right, so we have the one, the only Mr. Ethan Hawke playing our not so lovable main character. We have the very relatable, very straight, very like man's man bartender who is attending to our not so straight, our not so lovable, but extremely talented writer of Mr. Lorenz. And so you have this fun interaction between them. And then they keep talking about a woman, and there's also a piano player in the background, all in the backdrop of the opening night of Oklahoma, which is the first thing that his former partner has written since leaving him. Bum, bum, bum. Enter the lack of story. I mean, the story. Also, we start the movie the best scene. I'm just going to say my favorite scene right away before I do hard takes. We're going out order, guys. Him falling dead in the alley. That was probably my favorite scene to start the movie out. Because it was like, what is going on?
Because he stopped stalking.
Because he stopped stalking, probably. That's probably my favorite part. But it's not trying to be cute and smug. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Dark.
Yeah.
It's dark, Seth.
It's real dark. Guys, let's go hot. We try to do a thing called Cold Brews Hot Takes before we do anything else, but I've kind of jumped the gun on that one. Pat, what is your cold brew and hot take for this movie?
Still Bodhi Zaffa. My hot take. This movie's like Forrest Gump, but it only takes place in one building, and it's about a very sad person.
What?
You do not get this?
Because it's like just a bunch of every single thing. Oh, because everything has a big outcome.
He
magically
magically every single
all
thing
these
around
different
him.
things.
Yeah, there we go. I see what you. I see what you did there.
Also, not true, like Forrest Gump, but fun in that way.
At least Forrest Gump is actually a fictional character, unlike this person who is not a fictional character.
See, now you're sad that he's a real person.
No, my sadness is just the movie, not the real person. I mean, there's enough sadness in the real person that it's fine. Mariah, what's your hot take on this one? Blue Moon.
Well, this hot take is brought to you by Blue Moon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you not had a beer that's not a Coors before? Try Blue Moon. It's your gateway to trying real beer.
This is your gateway into microbrews.
Indeed.
My hot take is that this is Ethan Hawke's impersonation of Jim Carrey acting.
Oh.
Overdoing it.
Oh.
Sorry.
Wow.
Hey, I like
that.
The
is
Majestic.
A hot take.
I like the Majestic. You shut your mouth. And I still think Man on the Moon should have won something. So there we go.
No, I'm not saying all of it.
And
I'm
Eternal
just saying
Sunshine.
This is
amazing.
Hey, I'm not. Don't
So good.
attack all
So
the
good.
movies. I'm just.
So
saying
you're saying this is great?
This is an example of overdoing it.
Okay, so
And sometimes Jim Carrey tends to overdo it.
I mean, only when he's tucking out of his butt.
A skosh. Yes.
When he's smoking.
Smoking.
Oh, that's so good. The first one was so
Smoking and
good.
drinking.
Oh my gosh. My hot take. The nomination is incorrect for this movie. The nomination that I actually enjoyed was by Mr. Andrew Scott. Because as soon as he came on the screen, it got way more interesting. And every single thing he was in was gold. And he won an award for that, by the way. He won like the Golden Bear or something for that. So Andrew Scott is actually the best actor in this movie. And that's my hot take. Booyah.
He's very good.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Kills it. And I don't dislike Ethan Hawke.
I don't
the
dislike
character.
Ethan Hawke. Yeah, it's that I would really like to see what that guy was like in action.
Was he that
in real life?
On it? I mean, he could have been that smug. He could have been that
It sounds like he was this
very
horrible combination of talent and charm and insecurities,
manic
self-loathing.
Yeah.
That you, which I think the movie captured. Again, this is like all three movies we've talked about today. I feel like this movie sort of set out to do what it wanted, and I just don't always enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I think his character was like at times grotesque and at times like really charming, and I'm like, I get why people put up with this.
Yeah.
But then it goes away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get why he got the nomination. I mean, he really acted the heck out of this. My question is, did he take this guy's whole biography and pour his whole heart and soul into like one monologue of a movie, and just everything is in there, and it was really everything was his whole life, and he squeezed it into 2 hours of emotion?
Yes.
Like, maybe you could have toned that down a little bit, or maybe I understand that you're trying to give us a taste of what this guy was like, but I feel like it was so a lot. Like, the guy was too much. And I don't know if that's Ethan Hawke or if that's combo.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound like, I mean, the story is true-ish in that Hart's drinking and unpredictability is why Rogers sought new partners.
Yeah.
And then they did work on, you know, a Connecticut Yankee revival together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the last thing they did.
Yeah.
and then he drank himself to death, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it is, I mean, it seems real-ish. And it does seem, again, in this show busy way, like I can imagine these people where you're like, boy, they're really talented, but man, they're tough to deal with.
And I could see
and you put up with that because it works.
Yeah. I could definitely see it's the monologue parts where he just kind of rants, where you're just kind of like, oh gosh, this is so hard to take. But there's also the very human, like, addiction pieces where he's at the bar and he's like, I just want to smell it. I just want to have it right here. And you just see him like, okay, well, we're really celebrating, so we have to have champagne. And there's those little pieces where you can see where an addict or an alcoholic would talk himself into getting back on there and drinking again and excusing the behavior and turning into an ass again and going right back into his old. Those parts were very compelling. I really thought he acted those so well. It was great.
What was interesting to me too, and again, I didn't love this movie, but I liked aspects of it. And I thought was interesting is it does show, at the beginning, he's talking to the bartender who basically they're paid to listen and be your buddy. And so that's kind of this realistic thing. And then the piano player, who again is like basically working. And that's when he's monologuing, because it's like these people it's not a two-way thing. But when he was talking to Rogers or Hammerstein or any of the other people, it did become, you'd see him retreat or whatever, or boast because he was clearly more insecure.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt the movie did a good job of like shading this character's, different attributes. And on top of the alcoholism, or maybe the reason for the alcoholism, was this underlying, bisexuality, homosexuality, whatever. And you go, oh, is this like shame drinking? Because at the time, this couldn't be that open. Like in the movie, kind of portrayed it like he wasn't that ashamed. But reality was that there was no way he could have been openly
He was
gay.
joking about it, but also kind of being honest about it. But
it is interesting because in that era, obviously it was harder in that situation, but he was the elite. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you can get away with things of being the elite.
So I think he got away with stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a story where a journalist came up to Rogers and was like, hey, I heard, art might be a fairy. And Rogers grabbed the guy by the collar and was like, I've never heard that, but if you publish it, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yikes.
That's like hardcore stuff.
For sure.
For sure.
So, and there's no way that's like, it's not part of it for sure. Like it's all, there's no way that's not part of the issues being in that era.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's in a community that maybe is more permissive than the general culture, there's no way that's not part of it. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean,
but
he's not annoying and I can't stand him.
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's the part.
One of my first things was like, he's a very unlikable person.
Okay, I got my new hot take.
One of my first notes.
From all of that, I thought this is the worst remake of Casablanca I've ever seen.
Oh,
because it was so Casablanca-esque. It was trying to be cute like Casablanca.
I love Casablanca.
All of the monologues. He was trying to be Rick. It was just Casablanca, and it just wasn't. And even like talking about the best scenes of Casablanca, that's the worst part about this. For a movie snob-esque channel that we're trying to be, they're trying to be movie snobs about every single scene, and it makes you realize how gross it is to be a snob and to be talented without appreciation and humility, because he's so insecure that he can't be humble enough to be happy for somebody else. And that's a horrible life. Like that's it. If you can't enjoy other people's joy, you are going to have a horrible life.
Yeah.
But that's the joke of Hollywood, right?
Hence the drinking.
That's the joke of Hollywood. It's like you're happy when you succeed, but you're happier when your friend fails.
Yeah.
Which I think made one of the more enjoyable parts of the movie, and it's not my favorite scene. Maybe we'll get to those.
Maybe.
Is when he's talking to E.B. White.
Seth's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking to E.B. White, and you get this, like, see two people in different fields, but are both lovers of language and are writers.
Yeah.
And it's not quite so competitive that you go, oh, they just like talking shop about nerdy stuff.
Yeah. That was cool.
And that you go, oh, this
cool.
is like compelling because it's like talent seeing talent. But again, they're not sparring.
Yeah.
And so it's
with Hammerstein.
Of course, there's always a little braggadocio because of the insecurity, but it is like, oh, that's nice. Like he does love language and he is passionate about doing it the best way. And that's really compelling as a person. And then it's just, man, he gets in his own way so quickly.
Right back into smug little making everyone.
And it's like the worst. But maybe that leads a segue into my favorite scene.
Okay, go.
Which is, I think when Rogers and Hart, Hart goes up the stairs and he's like, "Can I just talk to you really?" Just like this
is why you can't go first. You're not allowed to go first because the only scene I liked was when he showed up, and it finally got good.
Seth,
keep going.
Well, no, it's not. It's not when he showed up because the downstairs part.
Yeah. That's all. Whatever.
They're still doing it's more
out.
combative.
Exactly
it's like when
right.
Hart wants to kind of be a real person.
Yes.
And then you see the entirety of their relationship play out.
Right. That's the best part of the
movie. And you're like, I get why he put up with it, and I get why he doesn't want to put up with it anymore. In this one moment on these stairs, and you're like, man, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And that to me was like, this movie has really powerful elements. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that maybe isn't so good. But
I can't believe I'm going to ask this back.
There's a really good scene.
Much like the movie, what was the best line in that scene?
Oh, in that scene, I mean, the line that stood out to me was like, just not that way, was kind of the repeating line in the whole movie.
But my favorite line is like, well, what do you want to do? He's like, I wanted to do Oklahoma. And that was my favorite line in the whole movie. Because it's like, you won't let me be who I want
whatever
to be.
you want to do.
Whatever you want to do. I'm like, I wanted to do Oklahoma. And that was like the biggest punch in the face. He's like, because he has to be so snobby and so smart at everything he does. He can't stand it. And so that was my favorite part of the whole movie because it was just grounded him. And he had and that's the one time I had no answer. The only time in the movie, he didn't have nothing to say. So that's my same scene. I can't. There's no other scene. That's it. As soon as they talk.
Well, Mariah,
like, are you still drinking? Yeah, that's it.
Mariah, is there another scene?
I definitely the parts where he's talking himself back into drinking, where he's sitting there with the little.
That was funny though. That was great.
That's entertaining, but also all of the E.B. White stuff.
Yeah.
The appreciating each other's writing, the story about the mouse. And then the mouse never came back. And then he's like, what's the mouse's name? And he's Stuart. And then you're like putting the pieces together. You're like
boo,
Stuart Little.
Stop
what? Come on.
Yeah. Is there any truth to that?
Forrest Gump.
Who cares?
No.
Who cares?
Who cares? Okay.
I don't even care.
E.B. White had already been writing Stuart Little before this point in time.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Did that scene actually happen? Did they actually meet in the bar on the same night?
I mean, they were, not compatriots. What's the word?
Contemporaries.
It's possible.
Yeah,
contemporaries. Thank you.
That's pretty cool, though. Like, in two different genres. Like, one's a children's writer, and one of them's like a Broadway playwright, and they both like that.
Well, you kind of forget.
E.B. White was just beginning to do children's books at the time. I think he was
because he was an essayist.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'd written Charlotte's Web yet either.
No, because he said, "What are you working on?" He's like, "Actually, a children's book," and so I think that's when it was the beginnings of that. But yeah, I think there's the fact that he was able to stop being such a showboat and have a real conversation and appreciate each other's talent. That was kind of the, bringing him back down to earth for a little bit. Those were kind of great moments for me.
I realize
full agree.
I like all the Rogers moments because Rogers is the only person who can put him in his place.
Well, sure, because he knows, and he's the only person he allows. No one else is gonna work with him, and
Hammerstein knows. There's this weird dynamic when Hammerstein's. I think they play this really well. Hammerstein knows how talented Hart is, and
it's so sincere and earnest when he's complimenting him.
Exactly right. And Hart's trying to like pick a fight almost.
He's being condescending
and so I love. It's so nice to have that moment where you're like, you can't talk your way out of this one. You just can't talk your way out of this one. How do we feel about the relationship with Margaret Qualley's character? Are we going to talk about that? Like,
well, that's another heartbreaking scene too. Is when he introduces her to Rogers, and he great. Just basically like takes her, like, oh yeah, you're great.
But that's the interesting thing too, Pat. Like, I'd be interested with both of you guys' opinion. Like, with obviously it's not just it's a lover of beauty. They said that several times in the movie. He's just a lover of beauty. So it's obviously not. It's almost like, look, I have this thing that is.
It's a possession. It's
a possession of this beautiful
thing,
but almost so smart, beautiful because
that I discovered. He wanted ownership of the like. I discovered like, and he said, I'm her mentor, and I'm her,
Yeah. And she totally sees as like the no threat mentor / connect me to people I actually want to be connected to. That's the saddest part about this movie. No one actually wants to be connected with Lorenzo Hart. They all want to be connected with Rogers. And I wonder if that was true in reality. Like, was because Rogers, his music transforms everything. I mean, say what you want about Hammerstein and Hart, like, without Rogers, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. But I think there is like no denying the talent of Hart. Sure. No. And so it's like it's both things are true all the time where people like really appreciate his talent but just don't want to deal with him. So Margaret Qualley is using him.
Yeah.
And it's like creepy and sad and weird in a different version if depending, but like
very Hollywood.
It's so sad on Hart's end. Yeah. Like it's not like abusive somehow because it's like he's not the one in power in that relationship in a weird way.
Yeah. Less Kevin Spacey, more So that's true. It does make you wonder, like, when writing this, because I'm sure they thought about all the horribleness of Hollywood in that era as well. Because there was those who were just, manipulative both ways. So thinking through. Yeah,
which is probably why they chose to just do the one location and just do certain people that they would have conversations with. And because otherwise, I mean, they could have done a whole story about his life and, brought in tons of people to portray all these different characters and studio execs and actors and actresses and singers, and could have gotten really ugly.
I think it's one of those movies that, like, in script form, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like conceptually. Yeah. Like, we'll bring in all these characters to give you glimpses of the different facets of who Hart is. But all leaving with the idea that he's a tragic figure. This is not a happy story of success. He is a victim of his own problems.
Yeah.
And so I think even that, like, as a movie, you go, boy, that's what a great idea for a movie. Just this guy that we know is going to drink himself to death, and we see him at his like most vulnerable, basically. And so it's kind of like the most miserable time to experience this character.
Yeah,
and
that's not in his heyday, not in his success. Because it is, I mean, his story is a story that people should know more about, because most people don't know who who wrote Blue Moon, who wrote all these songs, who came before.
My Funny Valentine.
Yeah.
What a banger.
Who came before Hammerstein? Like people don't know there was another duo that, you know, the story. I mean, I feel like probably they were like, this guy needs to be brought, you know. I'm sure after Maestro, they're like, oh, sure. Messed up musician guys are, you know, this is good Oscar.
Well,
I mean, we'll call
apparently this has been worked on for 12 years.
Jeez.
And Ethan Hawke was originally, they were like, yeah, we're going to do it. And Richard Linklater's like, you're too young. You need more wrinkles. And he's like, we can fake it. He's like, nope, we'll just wait. Which is such a Richard Linklater movie.
Oh my gosh.
Time doesn't matter. I'll make a movie. I'll film a movie over 12 years, or I will wait 12 years to film a movie.
Oh, because he did Boy. Matter. He did not Boy, but
Boyhood.
Boyhood.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. With Ethan Hawke, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he did all the Before Sunrise and all
I
those.
do love
He's
that.
worked with
I love those.
Ethan Hawke a billion times.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
it's a good partnership.
Okay, I've got my review ish. Okay, and hear me. Like, this is what I'm thinking. It's too clever and smug to really portray the tragedy, and I feel it leaned toward being cute, funny, and smug over the tragic nature of what was. It made me want to watch a documentary instead of watching this movie.
Yeah, I definitely think the cleverness overshadows the tragedy that is the true story of it, for sure. Also, the fake contacts ruined.
Oh, the black eyes.
Oh,
let's talk about the visual.
The short stature was not even as the worst part for me. It was his contacts. I couldn't stand looking at the eyes. It was bothering me so much.
Black eyes were rough. And then I thought the short stuff was largely fine. They did most of it with like the camera angles.
Yeah.
But there's a few shots where it's full body, like he's at the piano, and it was like, yeah, you just made his legs shorter.
Yeah.
His arms are still way too long. And it was like they literally like had him, because he didn't walk in the scene. He was standing there. No. And it was like, we're going to put Ethan Hawke's legs through the floor and we'll put fake shoes at the floor height. And seriously? So his legs are just short.
Is that what they did?
I assume.
It looked like that.
Wow.
Because proportionally, he is wrong. His arms were so freakishly long.
Yeah.
For the size of his legs, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I thought, like, yeah, largely he seemed short in his normal camera tricks and different sizes.
Yeah, that all I was accepting of. It was the eyes. I just couldn't.
Yeah, the eyes, and then there's like 2 full body shots. So I was like, whoa, no.
It's E.T.
That's not what a human's supposed to look like.
It was very E.T. like.
it just felt like it was trying so hard to be like a Casablanca / Maltese Falcon, but wasn't. That's what it just felt like. It was trying to pull off being clever dialogue, one room. It felt Maltese Falcon. Like it's a bottle episode, super clever dialogue. We don't need to spend money on anything else. And it just didn't work. And that's
didn't work. Didn't work all the way.
Like fine acting, like the characters were fine. And I didn't even like Margaret Qualley in this movie. That's the thing about I love her. But I didn't like her in this movie. I was just like...
she was fine.
She was fine, but you didn't like her? You didn't hate her? You're just
no.
I feel like it could have just been anybody.
The only person I liked was the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, Andrew Scott.
Yeah, he was so good. He was so good. So that's the one person... Yeah.
Can I... It's sort of fun fact, but my reason why I said this is a Forrest Gump-ish movie...
I like that
is
take
because
now.
many famous people made their way through this movie.
Oh, yes.
We might not have known all of them. So E.B. White, we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked this up. I'm going to go through it as well.
Do you guys know that the young Stevie, who was Hammerstein's neighbor, was actually Stephen Sondheim, and in real life, Stephen Sondheim was the neighbor of Hammerstein. Wild.
That's wild.
And so
wild.
And then the George Hill, who Margaret Qualley's character Elizabeth brought in. Do we know who George Hill is?
Butch Cassidy,
George
Sundance
Roy
Kid.
Hill.
Yep.
Yeah, and Sting, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kids, and the advice he gave him was make a buddy
films. Don't worry about the relationships. Worry about the friendships. He's like, I'll remember that.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Yep, I remember that one.
So like that's all fun and silly, and
Yeah, no, I totally got your comment.
Semi-real.
Because that's what I didn't look up all of them because I was like, I did look up all the directors because everyone who touched him. Wait, except for the piano player, right? The piano player didn't end up being anyone. I kept waiting for him to be
Nor
someone.
does really Margaret Qualley. Like, apparently there was a letter signed Elizabeth Weiland.
But they had to have
like,
something
we don't know if
real,
that's a real
which makes more
person.
sense. It's usually, it's a sexist, time back then. Thank goodness we've solved all that now.
Yeah.
Right, Mariah?
That's over.
Yeah.
That's over.
Evened it right out. It's fine.
It's fine.
Well, and then the other sad thing, and this is Wikipedia, so maybe this isn't totally accurate, but the opening scene we get is the night of the revival of A Connecticut Yankee. So apparently Hart showed up to the debut drunk. Somebody got him out of there. He went to drink, ended up passing out in the alley, ends up dying. So it was this successful night he had, the last big thing he had with Rogers. He drank himself basically to death that night. And it's that's more tragic too.
Didn't he end up dying?
That it was a good thing.
They found him and he died a few days later in the hospital or something.
Yeah, because he ended up getting pneumonia because he basically passed out in the rain.
For sure.
Ugh. Not a good way to end that celebration.
48 years old.
But so there's this interesting, Rogers is dangling this nice thing and it kind of works, but he just can't help himself.
It might have
that's the tragedy of
for
him.
a little bit longer. That's it.
Yeah, which to your point, the documentary of this, you would maybe be like, oh man. Yeah. But in the movie version, you're like, man.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right. Exactly right. I wanted it to be more tragic and less cute. That's what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess as far as music documentaries go, I guess it still did better than Bruce Springsteen one. So there we go.
Behind the music.
Behind the music. Oh my God.
Classic.
Okay, guys, what we did, this is the big episode. We did 3 episodes. What's this going to win? We say nothing.
Yeah, is Ethan Hawke going to take the Oscar?
Oh, if he does. He paid someone.
He is not.
I'm sorry, Ethan. I do really like you.
Yeah,
but
I think he tried hard.
This isn't the
I
one.
think it's goodish.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's great on the list. I don't think he's going to win.
Yeah.
I also think there's a nice Linklater-ishness to this movie. It just isn't. It didn't work out the way you maybe would want. Right? It's good attempt.
Yeah.
You know what? I would have recast it with Henry Winkler.
Well, when they did 12 years ago, maybe that would have been perfect.
He'd have been funny.
Yeah.
He'd have been perfect.
But he wanted Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, just because he likes Ethan Hawke.
Henry Winkler would have been really good in that
Henry Winkler would have
part.
killed that role.
It's true.
I would have liked it better.
Yeah.
Because, that would have been perfect.
Or a Stanley Tucci, would be the other one.
Yes.
Well, Stanley Tucci could have been the other guy. Could have been Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Rogers.
Yeah.
Sure.
But Stanley Tucci is Rogers.
Also, yes,
Winkler.
would have played it largely the same as Andrew Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly.
I could see that performance being basically the same.
100%.
Very good. Good call. So we needed a Winkler Tucci.
A Winkler Tucci 10 years ago.
Sure.
Honestly, that would have been dope.
Great.
Because I was so annoyed by how clever they're trying to be. Oh, look, you're another clever moment. Oh, another clever moment. I was just so annoyed.
When he was in the crowd, when he was being vulnerable and self-conscious, he did so great.
For 2 seconds.
It's just when he was allowed to rant and tell his
side of the
fabulous stories, it was just no.
Garbage. Yep.
Well, and when he is a sad sack in front of Elizabeth in the closet, even that you go, okay, I empathize with you.
It wasn't sad enough, though. It wasn't he didn't
No,
care
I mean, it's
that
just
much.
sad.
He didn't even care that much about
It's
being the sad
pathetic.
sack. He was just like this
Yeah.
halfway, because he didn't actually care about her. He just wanted to be seen as someone who had someone.
He cared about the
possess
idea
her.
of her.
The possess again, like it's just.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give
All
me
right.
give me
Well, there you go.
Maltese Falcon any day. Give me Greenwood over that anyway. Yeah. Anyways, okay.
3 movies.
We did 3
8
guys
hours.
in 2 hours and 14 minutes. It's fine.
Doozy.
It's fine. Those are a treasy. In the meantime, guys, we have 1 movie left. Marty Supreme. That's our next episode. Woo, woo, woo.
One more.
And Oscar season's over, and we'll be the Oscar episode. And that'll be it, guys. So there we go.
And then we're going to take a nap.
It'll be great. My name's Seth.
Mariah.
And
Pat.
and you were your How to Be a Movie Snob team for Oscar Watch 2026.
Yeah.
Bye.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Thanks.